Hi, Warpugs. So before we begin having a little bit of fun here, I wanted to direct your attention to one of our community members' efforts in trying to help the people of North Carolina in the aftermath of the hurricane that passed through there recently. I'll be sharing this link as well as a link to his Facebook post in the description down below. A fellow Warpug named Eric, who has helped me out a great deal when it came to the repair of my truck, was already planning a trip to North Carolina this weekend. And what wound up happening was he was going to be delivering an engine. Well, then the hurricane hit, and he decided he would load up the box truck he was going to be transporting the engine with pretty much everything from water to diapers, formula, plasticware, trash bags, debris removal tools. I can't speak English. Pretty much anything he can get his hands on. So anything going to this is going to go to help the people in North Carolina. Links will be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for listening. Pugs, here we are back again with more of the epic animatic, and this is a different beast. This is drawn by, and I swear to God I'm butchering this name, Ximena Natzel. Now, here's the thing. The last episode, thank you guys for letting me know that I hadn't accidentally skipped over a few things or missed something. The sheer fact of the matter is, I was so paranoid when I sit there and and saw that. I was like, did I miss what, because it's the first time I've seen kind of like a jump. But then, you guys, thank you for telling me I didn't screw something up there, because that was something I was really, really worried about. So far, this has been an amazing journey. It has really been an amazing journey. I see it changing in no way, shape, or form. I'm only seeing it getting better. The emotional payoff from this is incredible. Thank you so much for recommending this to me in the first place. I'm not going to say much else because I'm going to have plenty to say after this is over, most likely. Let's just go ahead and jump right in. Different beast. Here we go. Well, this picks up right from where we left off.
The charade. You are no wife of mine.
Okay.
You've been trying to take my life this whole time. I know underwater there are packs of you hiding. Yeah, I know exactly what you are. A siren. My real wife knows I'm not scared of the water. And my real wife knows I don't have a daughter. But while you were so focused on turning my men into snacks, you didn't notice that your friends got snatched.
What?
We are a different beast now. We are the ones who feast now. No more of us deceased, cause we won't take more suffering from you. We are the man-made monsters. We are the ones who conquer. You are a threat no longer. We won't take more suffering from you. We've been away from home for about 12 years or so. First we slayed in our own war, and now we're here with more foes. While on the run from Poseidon, we found a ship with no crew. I realized nearby there were sirens, singing sailors to their dooms. We filled our ears with beeswax, that's how we resist your song. You pretended to be my wife, so I just played along. I read your lips and phrases, scanning for information. Sirens know about every route and horizon. Now I know how to get back to my island. We are a different beast now. We are the ones who feast now. No more of us deceased, cause we won't take more suffering from you. We are the man-made monsters. We are the ones who conquer. You are a threat no longer. We won't take more suffering from you.
Spare us. Oh, spare us, please.
Why? So you can kill the next group of sailors in this part of the sea? Nah, you wouldn't have spared me. I made a mistake like this. It almost cost my life. I can't take more risks of not seeing my wife. Cut off their tails! We're ending this now. Throw their bodies back in the water. Let them drown. He is a different beast.
Oh, God.
He is the one who feasts now. No more of us deceased, cause he won't take more suffering from you. He is
the man-made monster. He is the one who conquers. You are a threat no longer. He won't take more suffering from you.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh my God. Whew. Wow. This had some. Okay, so first of all, Ximena here really, and I mean unbelievably did an amazing job with this. My God, considering everything that has happened, at this up to this point, the sheer fact of the matter is, like, I expected this to go a certain way, but like, to fully embrace the horror. I mean, this is an actually just nerve-wracking shot. Followed up by immediately by this one right here. This is just okay, so this is the sad truth of what he has gone through, what it has turned him into, and the consequences of this are going to be this is going to be bad. Quite frankly, this is not something that give me a second to get my head in order. In a lot of ways, this packs a lot of emotional resonance because of the sheer fact, and thank you for sticking around for this long for me to get my act together mentally. This packs a much different emotional resonance because we've seen him throughout vastly questioning himself. Even in the face of absolute horror, he's questioned himself, and he's taken steps to be as he might not have made the step the right way the first time, but he's always taken steps to minimize damage, everything like that. He's just not doing that anymore. In fact, he's taken a step to, quite simply put, remove the possibility of these things being a further threat, not just for him, but for someone else. And he was right in one of the things that he said. When they begged to let him go, he said, "You're just going to do this. You're going to turn around and do this to the next group. So I'm ending this now." And we know what they're going to do with those tails. They're going to eat them. So, quite simply put, Odysseus has embraced the horror. He's embraced the horror of where he's at. And now he has to become something different. He has to become something horrible. He has to become something absolutely beastly in order to make it through, in order to survive the next few days. He has to be an absolute monster, and he can't afford, like, he took the lesson that Poseidon taught him very, very well. And I'm not saying the lesson is right, and thank goodness we're in a stage in this day and age where, you know, lessons like this don't have to be learned. Lessons like this are no longer the norm. But Oh my God. The sheer fact of the matter is, if he had encountered these creatures at the beginning of his journey, he would have shown mercy. He would have shown mercy. If he had encountered them prior to this, he would have been far more lenient. He would have let them go. He would have let them go. But now he's lost too much. He's been through too much trauma. He's been through too much suffering. He's seen too many of his people die because he, in his own eyes, wasn't willing to do the horrible things that needed to be done to keep his people safe. And this is one thing people don't understand, and this is why I always say I never would want to lead a country. I would never want to lead, an actual nation or anything like that, because at the end of the day, in order to secure your people, in order to secure your nation state, you have to do things that are downright monstrous. And anybody that doesn't understand that is just deluding themselves. In this particular time period, him being on that boat with his men, he has to lead them, and he has to keep them alive. Their survival depends on him making good decisions. And he has made some good decisions, but he has let his morals get in his way a lot. In a position of leadership, a lot of times morality has to be sacrificed. You have to give up any notions that you have of a moral code, because you're constantly competing against those who might not have that same moral code. And a nation that is not willing, or in his case, a leader who is not willing to quite literally become an absolute monster, quite honestly, his crew would continue to diminish. His everything, he would lose everything trying to keep his morality. The bad thing now is, the horrific thing now is, his men have seen him be this way now, and they know what he's going to be capable of in the future. It's one of those mask off moments, and nobody likes to have those mask off moments. Seeing a person, and everybody wonders, how were they always like this? Blah blah blah. This, that. I try my best never to look at things where it's like you're seeing a person at their absolute worst, because don't get me wrong, this is Odysseus at his legitimate worst. This is him in the opening stages of just completely losing himself to a situation. And people have lost themselves to their situation before, and I do my best not to be judgmental until I see that this is the way they were all along. Because to be quite honest with you, this isn't him. This isn't him. This is him undergoing and being in the process of a psychological and physical, emotional trauma that is sustained and doesn't seem to be looking to relent any time in the future, and he's breaking to that. And this is why when I hear about situations that have happened in history, I'm always sitting there trying. Situations that have happened in history happen in modern day. I want to find out more about that situation, just so I can understand, because I can understand what led to this. somebody would look at Odysseus doing this right now and consider him a terrible person. He was not a terrible person. He was not heartless. He was not he was just not like this. When we started this journey with Odysseus, he would have never done this. But now it's come to this for him. Now, what I was talking about, where, you know, his men have seen this. His men are now going to know what he's capable of. This is going to cause a problem. This is going to cause a serious problem, because he is no longer the leader that some of them looked up to. People are not going to understand this. Like, some of his crew is just simply put not going to understand this. They're not going to understand this in the slightest. This is going to be an absolutely terrifying thing for them to witness. It's going to be something that, for his crew, is going to stick with him. It's going to mess with their heads, because, you know, the sheer fact of the matter is, this is not who they signed up with. This is not who they journeyed with. This is not who, you know, they looked up to and respected. This is an animal. This is an absolute creature at this point. He just sat there in the face of people that were begging him for survival and ordered their execution. And they were completely helpless. So this is going to cause a massive problem. Now, some of his men are going to understand. Some of his men are in the same mental state that he is, but not all of them. And for the crew that are not really understanding of this, this is a mask off moment for them, where they're wondering, who the hell is this person that is calling the shots right now? What has, you know, not what has happened to them, it's who is this? Who is this? Have they always been like this? Were they just hiding this from us? And the answer to that is yes and no. In this so far, Odysseus has been pushed to the breaking point, and he has, in every single sense of the word, shattered. He went from not taking revenge against somebody that had killed several of his crew, including his best friend, to ordering the merciless execution of those who had basically intended to do him harm. They didn't even do him harm, they intended to, and he ordered their execution even though they were helpless. Warpugs, this series has been absolutely amazing. From the start up until now, this thing actually hurt my feelings to watch in a lot of ways. Because anybody who can't say, anybody flat out looking at this can't say that they would be in the same mental state, would fundamentally change because of the experiences they had been through in this series. I mean, to be blunt with everybody, would you have let them go after everything that you'd been through? Because at this point in his head, they are an obstacle, they are a threat, they are an unrepentant enemy. Even though they're, you know, begging for their lives and apologizing, they're still, the only thing that they would do is go right back to what they were doing before. Would you let them go if you had been through everything that he'd been through? That's a question that I don't think many people want the answer to. Warpugs, I'm going to be putting all of the links down in the description below. Please go subscribe to Ximena and keep going on this journey with me, because my god, this has been a good series so far. All my links are going to be in the description below. Join as a member or as a Patreon for early access. I'm going to jump out of here. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll catch you guys next time.